Hi, my name's Adele. I've recorded a yoga class for you today. You can have a little taste of what I do here. I planned the yoga classes to be tailored specifically for the people who are coming to stay. So today's yoga class is on giving and receiving. I apologize for having a little bit of sound distortion today. My necklace was banging against the microphone. So I hope you enjoy this class and let me know what you think in the comments.
If you'd like to take your bolster and place it kind of like lengthways underneath you, bring your knees to under hip width apart and kind of push it out behind you so that the edge of your sit bones just fall off of it. So kind of like the front edge is all the way back behind you and you're just sitting on the very tip of it. Yeah. And you just want to have it so that your sit bones are nearly falling off of it. Putting it at the back there generally helps to just tilt your back into its natural curve. So I'm looking at all of you now and you've got your natural curves, which is perfect. And it also just helps to come into this position where your feet are on the outside. So if you haven't already, just orientate your feet and your knees, if it feels okay with your knees, so that your ankles are on the outside of your hips. And my knees aren't flexible enough in this position, so I can't sit on the ground, and most people can't. That's why I have you up on this. But if you'd like to try it, you can see how it feels on your knees without it at all, or with a blanket. And only sit on the ground if you can comfortably, like you've got a firm pressure on the ground. Otherwise, use a blanket or use a bolster. You'll be here for a while, so feel free to prop yourself up.
That's a much sportier position, thank you.
So just take a moment here. If you'd like to, I invite you to close your eyes and just feel the pressure of your surface, you're on the ground, and feel the contact with the mat below you. And take a really deep breath in all the way, filling your entire chest, and exhale slowly. One more. So just keep breathing deeply here, and I'm going to read you out something about yoga, and then we'll start our breathing exercise. So yoga isn't a sport, it's a practice. It can be that you notice your pose and compare to that of your neighbor. The resulting narrative, good or bad, could diminish your experience in your own body, in your own pose. Any effects in yoga which are easeful and not forced towards a pose, for any type body, you will experience the full benefits of the pose, whether you get into it or not. It's much better for you energetically and for your body to be gentle and kind, and just any efforts you make towards the full pose will actually give you the full pose in your body. So the most important thing is maintaining strength and integrity in the pose. So for flexible people, yoga is also quite difficult. For very strong people it's difficult, and for very flexible people it's difficult, because flexible people can just flop into a pose, but they're not having that strength and integrity, and they're also maybe putting undue pressure on their connective tissues as well. So wherever you are today, don't judge yourself. Anything that you're doing is perfect for where you are right now. And find that balance between strength and flexibility, and hold yourself with integrity. And this balance between strength and flexibility is really similar to the balance between giving and receiving. So if you'd like to just change position and make yourself more comfortable, you're welcome to, or you can stay here. We're going to do some pranayama now. So place your left hand on your lap, palm up, and bring your right hand, thumb and pinky finger up to your nose. So breathe in without any nostril press down. Press your right nostril down with your nose and breathe out through your left nostril. And then breathe in through your left nostril. At the top of the breath, press your pinky and lift your thumb and breathe out through your right nostril. And then breathe in through the same nostril. And swap at the top. And breathe out through the other way. So this method of breathing out then in through the same and swapping at the top, just follow your own natural rhythms of breath and breathe as slowly as you can while it's still easeful. So I'll read you a quote from the Prophet. And now you ask in your heart, how shall we distinguish that which is good in pleasure from that which is not good? Go to your fields and your gardens, and you shall learn that it is the pleasure of the bee to gather honey from the flower. It is also the pleasure of the flower to yield honey to the bee. For to the bee, a flower is a fountain of life. And to the flower, the bee is a messenger of love. And to both bee and flower, the giving and receiving of pleasure is both a need and an ecstasy. To me, this quote speaks to the interconnectedness of all of us, intricately woven into the web of life. Personally, it encourages me to inquire where my true authenticity can be fully of service to others and fully received. There is joy in finding yourself in the energetic flow of giving and receiving. In today's practice, I invite you to experience the flow of energy in your own body and reflection of how freely the flow of giving and receiving is in your own life. On your next out breath through your left nostril, you can just drop both hands to your lap. And I invite you to gently open your eyes when you're ready. Thanks very much for joining me today and allowing me to give this to you all. I'm very grateful to have you all here. So, if you'd like to take a stand at the front of your mat, just shake out your legs. We'll invite the blood back into our legs. And you can press out your feet as well. And now grounding down through both feet, feel the pressure through all four corners of your feet, pressing down firmly into the mat. And lift both arms up. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and ground down through your right foot and bend over to the left on an exhale. Inhale and come to center. Swap your wrists around, ground down through the other foot and go to the other side. Inhale and come up. Exhale and dive towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, head towards me, long back. Exhale, touch the ground, step back. Downward facing dog. Sorry, move your stuff out of the way. I forgot to tell you that earlier. And take whatever position makes you feel comfortable here. Like you can pedal out your feet, you can bend one knee at a time, you can move your hips from side to side. In downward facing dog, press the mat away, put all of your finger strength into the mat, and this will protect your wrists. And kind of, if you bend your knees a little bit, Max, and push back. That's good. Very good. Inhale and come forward into plank. You can push your knees on the ground here if you'd like to. Exhale and lower your body to the ground. Inhale, rise forward into Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or step forward to the front of your mat. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale and come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise your arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, heads towards me, straight back. Exhale, touch the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, scoop your heart up and forward towards me, Cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or step to the front of the mat. Place your hands on your hips, draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale and come up. Exhale, release. Just close your eyes here for a moment, ground down through your feet. Stand strong and tall in mountain pose. Everything in your body is activated and strong. How do you feel getting the energy flowing in your body? And I invite you to take this moment here to reflect what is overflowing within you and onto others. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, dive forward towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, touch the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, go to the ground. Inhale, scoop your heart up towards me, Cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump forward to the front of your mat. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale and come up. Great work, guys. So if you'd like to come onto the mat, lying face down, head towards me. I'm going to teach you Shavasana A, which is a back strengthening exercise, which is going to guide you into some of the other poses that we're doing today. So while laying down, place your hands beside you, palms facing towards the ceiling. Perfect. And if you just bring your palms down here. Sorry. No, that's okay. And then keeping your head aligned in the center, use your back muscles to lift yourself up And press your feet into the ground and see if this allows you to go up a little bit further. And exhale and come back down to the mat. And this time really press your toes into the mat. And then inhale and come up. And see if that leg strength helps you go up a little higher. Exhale and come down. This time, lift both your top body and your legs, bringing them both up. So inhale and come up. Float your legs up off the ground as well. Excellent, guys. Exhale and release. And one more time. Inhale and come up. Exhale and release. You can place your hands underneath your forehead if it makes it more comfortable, or turn your head to the side. Just rest here for a moment. Have you ever given something to someone else that was really needed and appreciated? And how did that feel? Bring your hands to either side of your chest. And when you're ready, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step forward to the front of your mat or jump. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale and come upright. So we're going to do tree pose now, and if your socks are restrictive, you might want to take them off. If you're able to like kind of widen your toes and really get a good grip here to balance, then feel free to keep them on. So ground down. So you remember before when we were going from either side, if we grounded down through the foot that we were turning away from, bending away from, it helped us to gain a little bit more stability in the pose. Same is very much true for tree pose where we're balancing. So we'll balance on our left foot first. So kind of like move your toes apart to try and get as much surface area as you can, and feel your heel, like both corners of your heel on the ground, and really just ground down through that left foot. Stand up straight with a strong body, and just start by resting your heel on your other ankle. And just be aware of what your hip's doing, because the tendency if you're standing leg can be to like pop the hip out, but just keep it really strong, driving up your head towards the ceiling. And if you'd like to, you can also just place it on your calf. And don't place it on your knee, but if you want to, you can also place it up above your knee. It's just good to not put pressure on the joint. That's why we put it above or below the knee. And you can place your arms in any position. You can bring them forward into prayer or up above you. And if you'd like to really challenge yourself, you can close your eyes. It's much harder to balance with eyes closed. It's easier if you have a dristi, something to stare at that's not moving. Don't use me because I might fall over. And exhale and release. Great work, guys. Balancing really uses a combination of all of the systems in our body. For some reason, it's an energetic flow to me, like the flow of giving and receiving. Things come together for that. So we'll do the other side. Grounding down through your right foot this time. And then slowly, progressively taking the different levels. Whatever feels good for you. Sometimes Other sides are more difficult to balance than others. See if you feel a difference. So here, feeling tall and strong in tree, just reflect on what do you honour by giving and receiving in equal measure. Exhale and release. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can pedal out your dog or take any movement which feels good for you. And at any stage today, feel free to take any pose that feels good to you. If you want to do a child's pose, if you want to do anything that feels good in your body, just feel free to do that. It's your practice. I'm not in your body, I don't know how it feels, so everything I'm giving you is just an invitation, and I just want you to feel good in whatever you're doing today. So on your next inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. You might need to use your hand to get it there, or take a couple of steps to get it there. That's totally fine. Keep your back knee raised off the ground and nice and strong. And try to have both legs with even pressure. So once you've found your stability in your base, come upright off your hands, keeping your legs in that position. Perfect. And just keep bending forward into your front knee, so you've got a right angle in your front knee and you've got your knee over your ankle. Great work, guys. And lift your arms up, if you'd like to, above your head. Keeping that strength in your legs, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, I invite you to take a back bend if it feels good for you, staying in that position. Inhale and come up. Exhale, touch the ground on either side of your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Great work, guys. How does it feel if you just bend your knees a little bit and push back towards me? How does that feel? On your next inhale, bring your other foot forward between your hands. Find stability in your feet and come upright. Bending into that front knee at a right angle. Very good. Lift your arms up. And then exhale and take a back bend if it feels good for you. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, take another back bend. Got to keep your legs in that position a bit longer, guys. Inhale, come up. And then hands on either side of your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower yourself towards the mat. Inhale, rise forward into Cobra or upward dog, whichever feels good for you. Exhale, release onto the mat. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys upward dog now. I noticed that you've already been doing upward dog. So Cobra is, I'll do a little demo for this one. Cobra is a little bit less strain on your back, but Cobra, the way I've been taught, is to use your hands really strong Squeeze, like kind of lengthen your back. So I lengthen towards my head first, and then kind of scoot my heart forward and up. And then here, I just like relax the tops of my shoulders while keeping that integrity in my back and bringing my heart forward. Like, you don't want to have your neck cricked in any way. You want it to be nice and free. And it really helps to like press your feet into the ground to get to this pose. Whereas upward facing dog, if you notice where my hands were for that, upward facing dog is like scooping yourself forward so that your hips are in alignment with your hands. And you can see how much more bend there is in my back. And you're kind of like resting on just your feet and your hands. To not release? No, if you can. So just exhale and release, and then I'll come around and see if I can adjust each of you. Okay, inhale and come off into upward facing dog. That looks great, Caitlin. Can you bring your hips forward even more? Just don't strain your back there. Just see how far you can move forward. That looks great, guys. And just relax the top of your shoulders as much as you can in that position. Exhale and release. So what we've just done is quite a big back bend. And back bends open the front of our body and opens us up to receiving. And if something opens us up to receiving, I think it's also opening us up to giving, because I think it's the same thing, just two sides of the same coin. All right, so from here, remember how we strengthened our back muscles before? Now we're going to do Dhanurasana, which is kind of like a wheel pose, but with your belly on the ground. So place your hands, palms up beside you, but like down below your body. Yeah, perfect. And bend your knees so that your feet come towards your hands. Inhale and lift up and grab your feet. And then use the reciprocal, I can give you a strap, Max. Use the reciprocal tension of your feet pushing away from your hands and your hands pulling on your feet to lift yourself up a little higher. Great work, guys. Exhale and release. So it's a really intense, really amazing heart opener. So just rest there for a moment, let your head relax and notice how that feels in your body. This is here if you'd like to see if it makes it more comfortable for you, but you were doing fine. Once again, lift up, grab your feet. Let's go for round 2. Breathe here, guys. Breathe in this pose. You want to keep making your breaths as long and slow and comfortable and easeful as you can. Looks great. And exhale and release. The felt vibration of gratitude opens up our heart to receive more, because we will be able to honor what we receive with gratitude and then overflow with what we receive into giving. I made up that quote. So when you're ready, place your palms on either side of your chest and step back into downward facing dog. Feel free to just pedal yourself out here. Inhale, bend your knees. Then exhale, come to the front of your mat. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale and come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, bow towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. So in this position, bring your right knee, just hover it towards your right wrist and place it on the ground near your right wrist and bring your ankle over to the other side as you're doing so into pigeon prep. Perfect. So here, just make your base as strong and as comfortable as possible. You're going to be balancing on your left knee and your right hand and bend your back knee up and catch it. Perfect. Great work, guys. Enjoy that quad stretch and feel free to readjust your base and just grab it again. And as you're grabbing your foot, feel the reciprocal tension again. So just like we did in Dhanurasana, your foot is pressing away from your arm and your arm is pulling your foot towards you. And with that reciprocal tension, we find a better balance because we will be needing this in the peak pose. And exhale and release. And step back into downward facing dog. And this time, hover your other knee and bring it forward into pigeon prep. Other side. Very good. And once again, balancing on the knee and the hand and then lifting up our back leg and grabbing that. So try it with this, Max. This might make it feel a little bit more easeful for you. There you go. Is that a bit more comfortable?
That's work.
Great work, guys. And find that reciprocal tension. And exhale and release. Very good. All right. Step back, downward facing dog. Just pedal it out here. Take a few nice breaths. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, come forward to the front of the mat. Place your hands on your hips, draw your shoulder blades together. On your next inhale, come upright. Very good. Now for our peak pose. Baby dancer. So Max, for you, just try it with the strap. And if you later on don't want to use the strap, then you can do that too. But I'll show you what baby dancer is. So if you're using the strap, kind of just like put it around your foot and then start like ground down in your standing foot and kind of like press that reciprocal tension with your foot moving away and your arm pulling towards. Keeping your standing legs strong and come forward into baby dancer. So ground down through your left foot. Really find all four corners of your foot. Lift your other leg hold on to your foot. Once you've found balance here, find the reciprocal tension of your arm and your foot pressing into each other, and start to move forward into dancer pose. Stretching your other arm up for balance. Breathe nice deep breaths here. Amazing work, guys. And exhale and release. Woo! Nice! Great work. And other side. So ground down through your right foot. Bend your left knee, grab your foot. Find your balance, find the reciprocal tension. Pressing your foot and your hand towards one another, start to come forward. Allow your back to bend and your heart to open as you do so. See if you can breathe easily here. Exhale and release. Great recovery. That was amazing. So that was our peak. So take a seat on your mat now. And we're going to do some nice warm downs. So bend your left knee and stick your right foot out at the front of the mat. Perfect. And bring your right knee in, hold it in. Yeah, that's good. So hold your legs and your core strong. Place your right hand behind you, kind of propped up, holding your back up nice and strong. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn towards me. Gentle twist. And you can actually put your elbow in front of your knee and use your knee as a lever. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Try to make sure that your heart is twisting further than your head, because sometimes people can just turn their head more and they're not actually getting as much into the twist. So lead with your heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Hold your core strong. Inhale and untwist. Exhale, release. Swap your legs around to the other side. Pressing that bottom leg into the mat, finding strength in your base and your core. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist towards this side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and twist. Leading with your heart. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist. Keep your core strong. Inhale and untwist. So lie back onto your mat now. Press your left leg down into the mat really strongly and lift your other leg up towards the ceiling. And you can grab the back of your thigh or your calf or your foot, whatever you'd like to grab. But keep both legs activated and strong. Inhale. Deep exhale. Another deep inhale here. Exhale and release the leg to the mat. Press the other leg into the mat, nice and strong. Inhale, and this time lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. And you can hold on to that leg wherever you like, but keep it nice and straight and strong. Exhale and release. Bring both knees into your chest. You can hug them in. And just let one leg go at a time towards the mat while hugging the other one in. And then with your breath, swap them over. What this does is it just resets your sacrum, because we've done a few back bends today. And I don't want you to have any niggles in your back, but if you do, just use this tool to give a bit of ease to your lower back. Then on your next inhale, bring both knees to your chest again. And then kind of point your feet with bent knees up towards the ceiling and let go with your hands. Yeah, so bend your knees and point your feet up towards the ceiling. The soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Yep. And bring your hands in between your legs and grab your feet or your calves and bring them out towards the side. Happy baby. Jesus. I think we had the baby here now, hey? And you can rock to the side.
The camera's on the other side.
And once you've had fun with that, exhale and release. And now we're going into Shavasana. So I'll pass each of you a blanket, if you'd like one, because you can cool down in Shavasana. So take whatever position's comfortable for you. And we'll take this time in Shavasana to integrate practice. You can put this on you if you want to. So I invite you to close down your eyes here. Take some deep breaths, nice slow breaths here, and allow your body to just integrate your practice. As we inhale, we receive life from all of the plants. As we exhale, we give life to all of the plants. One more little point of reflection for you in this theme of giving and receiving. Do we live to work, or do we work to give?
I invite you to gently start coming back into the room. You can start by bringing some small movements to your toes or to your hands. You can stretch out if you'd like to. And gently, slowly, being kind to yourself, you can make your way up to a seat on your mat. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully again. Inhale, and then with me on the next exhale we'll take an Om. So inhale fully. Om. Peace be with you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for sharing today's class with me, guys.
Thank you very much. Very excited. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here with me and receiving.
The bowl noise was intense.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys... It's like pretty small rooms.
Yeah. Literally feels like it's circling your head.
You can get it like in both ears at different times.
Yeah.